I'm Lorelei, registered dietitian nutritionist. Welcome to my kitchen. Today I wanted to share with you a really easy recipe for a vegan pâté that's made with tofu, and then we're also going to use nuts, specifically walnuts and pecans. I did not make up this recipe myself. It was passed on to me from somewhere. If I can figure out where it originated from, I'll leave that in the description for this video. But I've always really liked it, so
all I want's some food somewhere, so's I don't have to chew the air. Oh, hello, Lorelei. Ooh.
Hello, Joe. I'm doing just fine. Did you come to the kitchen to help me?
No, I wanted some of your fancy foods.
I see. Well, we're making a vegan pâté today, so I know it sounds fancy, but it's actually made from pretty simple ingredients. You might like it.
Oh,
Yeah.
a pâté.
No, pâté.
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 It's related to potato.
All right. Repeat after me here. I say... pâté.
Pâté.
Oh. Good day, pâté.
Good day, pâté.
All right, I see we're going to have to try something a little different here. Today is the day you'll learn to say pâté.
Pâté.
All right. And then we'll make pâté the vegan way.
Why?
We'll serve it on a tray alongside crudité. But first, you have to learn to say pâté.
Pâté. I'm gonna go away. I have to go pâté.
Oy vey. Before we make the pâté, we're going to roast the nuts, which is going to add a lot of extra flavor to them. So I have walnuts and pecans, about a cup of walnuts and a half a cup of pecans. I've got the oven preheated to 350 degrees, and I'm just going to put them on a baking tray to roast. Spread them out. This will probably just take about 10 minutes. You want to put them in until you smell them. They should be aromatic, but not burnt. So we'll put them in the oven and let them just roast up a little bit before we blend everything on up. All right. Once these nuts are roasted, they should be a little brown and you should be able to smell them. Just set them to the side to cool for just a couple minutes. And while those are cooling, we can put everything else in the food processor. You do need a food processor or like a high-speed blender or something like that to really get this all blended up. We're gonna put in about 12 ounces of tofu, which is a little less than a package. This is just regular firm tofu, so it doesn't have to be silken tofu. And we're gonna put that in here. And then we're gonna use about a little bit of onion. This is maybe about 1/8 of an onion. My recipe actually calls for red onion, but I didn't have one, so I'm just using regular white onion. And I'm gonna put that in here as well. It's chopped, but it's obviously gonna get blended, so it doesn't need to be like finely chopped or anything like that. About a clove of garlic. Now, you're gonna notice some of these aromatic ingredients are going in raw. If you wanted to, you could potentially soak these in the vinegar that we're gonna put in first. Sometimes that acid can take some of the harshness out of raw garlic and onions, but there's also gonna be some parsley in here, so maybe that will balance it out. It is a strong flavored dip or spread, but it's really good. The parsley, there's about maybe like a quarter to a half a cup. We're gonna put this in last so it doesn't get quite as finely ground in there, but the next things we're gonna put in are some liquids. So we're gonna use a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, and then some cayenne. It's about 1/4 of a teaspoon, which actually is not a teeny amount considering little cayenne goes a long way. You can use more or less to taste though if you prefer. And then some soy sauce. You could use, I'm sure, like Bragg's liquid amino acids. Just regular soy sauce I know is not wheat-free, so if you have a wheat allergy, you can find a wheat-free version of this. This is gonna add sort of the savory saltiness to this dish since we're not actually adding any salt. So this is a 1/4 cup, it's a significant amount. Okay, all goes in the food processor. And then, of course, we shall add the nuts. Admittedly, walnuts and pecans are not the cheapest nuts on the market. I have tried this with other nuts and I think you can do it, so change it up if you need to, but they really do, I think, add a nice flavor to this. It's really nice and savory. It's got a little richness to it. So if you can get these, go ahead and do it, but if you wanted to sub in like cashews or something like that that's a little more affordable, you could use a filler nut for some portion at least if you needed to. Sunflower seeds maybe will add a different flavor, but it might also be good. It's not a low-fat pâté dip or spread, but it really is tasty, and the fat that we're putting in is mostly coming from the nuts. Because we're getting it from the whole food, we get other additional benefits as well. Let's go ahead and put the lid on and start to blend. Smells good. I'm gonna scrape it down a little bit, but it blends pretty well, pretty easily. This is also a good way to sneak a little bit of soy protein in the form of tofu into your diet. Very tasty way. If you need to use like a dip or a spread to get your vegetables in or into your family members, and you can do a healthier, whole foody kind of dip, I think that's a great way to encourage people to eat vegetables. You really do want to blend this until it's completely smooth because remember there is raw garlic and onion in there and you don't want to end up getting like a chunk of one of those. So just keep blending it for a while and really try to get it completely silky smooth. All right, once it's kind of silky smooth, be sure to taste it just to make sure that it's not like too low in salt or anything. I think it's delicious. I really like this a lot. But now we're gonna add the parsley. You could chop it up really small and just stir it in, but I think it's actually just a lot easier to put it into the food processor, but just for a short amount of time. So we're just gonna pulse it a little, and the parsley is gonna add a little color. Sometimes parsley is a good thing to have at the end of the meal because it helps kind of counteract things like onions and garlic. So I think that's another reason why it's in here. This is a great dip to bring to like a party. You could serve it, of course, with vegetables. I recommend that, but like little like crusty bread or some crackers is also really good for special occasions. Or just have it at home. Use it as a spread on sandwiches. Again, it's not that hard to make or fancy in reality. It just tastes that way. You just want to make sure that parsley is kind of chopped up and evenly distributed. You might have to use the spatula again here. Okay. I have to taste it. I have to. I love it. Make this. I'm serious. It's really good. You'll thank me for it. This is why I'm sharing this recipe with you. It's not an invention of mine, but I just think it's so good. There's probably more in here than you would need for a single serving, but I'm just gonna scoop it into a nice serving bowl so that we can serve it with some...
Did you say serve, Governor?
I sure did, Joe. Are you here to taste the pâté?
I'll taste the pâté.
Oh, all right, here we go.
I just can't say it.
You sure can't. See how you like it.
I'd say it tastes like pâté.
I think he's got it. I think he's got it.
Today's the day I learned to say pâté.
Hooray!
Today's the day I got to eat pâté.
And how shall you serve the pâté?
On the tray, on the tray.
With what shall you serve the pâté?
Crudité, crudité. Today's the day we learn to make pâté. Bum, 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 bum. Today we make pâté the vegan way.
What did you really think of it?
It was good.
Excellent. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like, share, and all of that good stuff. Take care. Are you here to help me make this dish?
No.
No.
But I'll help you eat it.
I'm sure you will. That's the way it usually goes.